Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be doing the full review of the Truthear Nova. Nova High Performance, 1 dynamic driver, 4 balanced armatures, hybrid in-ear monitor. So, I'm not exactly sure. There's nothing online at the time of me doing this about this, so I only know the basic specs. I do not know what balanced armatures are in this and what dynamic driver in this. All I know is that it sounds really good. You got some nice artwork on the cover there. Really classy and tastefully done. Here's your logo. Truthear, where the sound meets the truth. The truth is out there. Here's your graph. From, I think there was like 2 other reviews of this, and I saw the graphs, and that's pretty accurate of a graph. And there it is. Let me see if that says it on the thing there. This is not the Truthear, this is the Solo. We'll be doing a review on that later on. I'm going to get the Truthear out, which is right here. Here it is in its little backpack it comes with. I think that's a pretty cool pouch. Got the little Truthear logo on that side, and this side's got some really heavy-duty clips to go in your bag. I don't know if I'd have that on the outside of my bag, to be quite honest. So it's got 2 balanced armatures that handle the highs, 2 balanced armatures to handle the mids, and then a 10mm dynamic driver. I don't know what kind of a dynamic driver it is. Oh, alright, there it is. It is a PULCP 10mm dynamic driver. The sensitivity is 123 decibels. Impedance is 14.8 ohms, which is unusual. I don't come across too many points. 8 to 40 kilohertz. That's pretty unique. Effective range 20 to 20 kilohertz. Cable material is 4-strand 448 core OCC cable. It is a 0.78 2-pin connector. And that's basically the information that I have on it. So let's open the box up. Obviously they're already out. We've tested them. I did first impressions last week. And let me just get this open. So pretty cool looking box. And then you have this right here, and you have a little pull tab, and you open that up, and there's more cool artwork right there. Then you're going to have your tips. Obviously I had to use the tips. Inside of here is all your accessories, your bag, and your cable. And once I open those up, I'll get into it. Underneath here, down there, you have your manuals and everything in the bottom rung. Just put that like that for now. So you see the different tips that you have. You have a white set of dual flange. Let's see if I can pull those out of there. So here are the black dual flange, the white dual flange. I don't know if there's much of a difference between those. Maybe, I mean, obviously there's a difference in material. Here's your foamies. Comes with foamies. Put that up there for now. So you get your foamies. All of these have a pretty big bottom on them. There's a good size opening. Put those back. And of course there's also standard tips, and then there's another thing of tips that we'll show you in just a minute once I get all that packed away. Put that off to the side. Put that right there. Okay, here's the pouch. A heavy-duty zipper on this pouch. I really like this cable. It looks like a cable you bought from another place. And just really robust cable. It is like a cloth material. It's flexible. It feels sturdy enough. Here is your connector. Here's the units themselves. Quite beautiful. You can see that they sparkle and shine. They kind of almost got like a feather appearance. Nice rounded. These are the standard tips. You get 3 different sizes of those. It's 2-pin connector. So they're very beautiful and they're very rounded, and they're kind of a medium large size. So for those people that thought this was like the same size as the Zero, no, this isn't the same size as the Zero. It is a little bit different. Really nice cable. Really, really, really nice thickness to this cable. Flows well, doesn't tangle very much. It is it's not as soft as it looks. It has like a rough kind of texture to it, but it's really sturdy and it looks beautiful. And I think that was it that was in there. Yes, that's all that was in there. So let's get into the basics. Isolation was very good with this. Okay, so I'll put it down. So here is the Nova, and here is the Zero. So front-wise, it looks like the Zero is a little bit chunkier, at least a different shape. Back-wise, I think definitely the Nova is bigger. As you can see, it's a lot thicker, rounded. This is very comfortable. It's rounded, it's 3D printed, it's got a nice glossy feel, and so does this. So does this, and this is a little bit more ergonomic, I think, in the long run. But this is just a size comparison to the two, right there. Now let's get into this sound. So, looking at my notes, all right, there's really good depth in the sub bass. I think I've said that earlier on. Mid bass is good. It's tight. It's punchy. Sub bass is a little bit more prominent here. More of the kind of sub bass you would get from sitting in front of a stereo system or a PC system that has, you know, a dedicated subwoofer. That's the kind of bass that you're getting here. Nice depth, control, surprisingly little distortion. It handles things just very well, even bass boosted tracks, especially hip hop and everything. Listening to EDM, yes, this can definitely do EDM. I personally think it depends on the source that you're listening to. Some sources are warmer than others, and they may or may not, you know, it may enhance it even more, and there may be some kind of bass fatigue there if you're listening to like heavy repetitive bass tracks, like Gorilla's Dare. I use that for testing a lot, especially with bass IMs. But overall, the bass on this was just delicious. It was just really, really good. So mid bass has got some good speed as well. There's very good dynamics overall with these. Definitely nobody will complain about that unless you're, you know, you'd rather have it neutral. So the mids now are very interesting. There is a kind of a little recession in the lower mids and a bit more forwardness. Now both mids are forward, but I think there's a little bit more forward in the upper mids on this. Overall, I found that the mids are kind of light and airy. Not necessarily thin, but they're not necessarily like overly thick too, which is amazing consider the bass, you know. And this is a bass-centered kind of IM, but it's not limited to bass by any means. There's a lot of good things here. There's details, there's the technical abilities are amazing. There's pretty good soundstage. I mean, the soundstage alone is extremely accurate. It's above average in width and depth and height. Just overall, there's good placement in the soundstage, and it has, you know, it's not the most widest of the ones that are out right now that I've tried, but it has some really good width, and it could lend itself to gaming, no problem. It's not wide, super wide, holographic, 3D, whatever you want to call those words. It's just a good bass, and it is above average in its width and depth and height. and definitely way above average in accuracy, imaging, and just the placement overall. Very good. There's very good separation and layering with this. There's just a really good kind of tonal, just tuning with this. The tone is just amazing. It's like really good hi-fi amazing. And of course that depends on your source. It depends on the fit. You got to find the right tips. This comes with a whole bunch. So comfortable, accurate, overall just well built. A lot of nice accessories as well. I would, if I saw this with this cable and the case and everything else, I would think that this was probably about $300. That's how nice this looks in person. Maybe the lights don't do it as much justice as they could. There's like a nice sparkly shine and almost a 3D kind of looking design to this case, which is very soft and round. So it gets good marks for all of that stuff. So like I said, and mids are good. They have a nice, they have a decent amount of body to them. There's very good details there. They're quite pleasant overall in the mids. This isn't a mid-centered IAM, but it does a decent job with the mids as well. Then we get into the treble. And since we've already done the sound stage before the treble, let's get into the treble. The treble on this is very well extended. It rolls off eventually, but more evenly. There is a little spike there. If you look at the graph, which is on the back, you got a little spike there near the end, but it doesn't like fall off of the edge of the world like some IMs do. They just have like a really sharp just burst of treble and then they're gone. This one has a little bit more evenly with that little one elevation. It didn't bother me in the slightest bit. I didn't even have to use the foams or anything else like that. Treble has energy, it has some nice details. It doesn't get in the way. I didn't find it harsh at all. Even combined with the upper mid frequency, I didn't find any like shouty harshness there. Everything has, the ability to do that if you're listening to like a really overly kind of sharp source and maybe a recording. But ultimately, I didn't find any there. So at least to me and what I was using. And of course, the iFi Griffin and the M15 from Questyle, the Tri-Audio TK2, which is a DAC amp, a very good DAC amp as well. Tempotech V6 and the F35 from Surfans, and the Dethon Ray Pegasus SG1. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. Oh, I did use this little guy here. I always have this little guy. Surprisingly does a really good job. This is the Neon from Periodic Audio. It is a little powerful device. It really does work good. What else? I used a whole bunch of dongles. So just testing in that. A lot of times I don't. It's like 4 things that I like to test. Like my best dongles that I like the Fosse, either the DS1 or the DS2. They're very similar. The DS2 has a little bit more power. I like, the XL from Hitters. Obviously the Questyle M15. I like the Griffin. I like the Uno, and I like the Tempotech. Those are the main ones that I use for testing. So this sounded great on all those different devices. And this is just a really nice Harman elevated sub bass, elevated treble, kind of super fun, pleasant, and it's not sacrificing details. There's not things aren't overly smoothed out on this. So that's what I like about this one. This is a really nice one. I really do like this one. You want me to do comparisons? I think the only thing that I would compare this to, actually there's 2 that I would compare this to. And that would be the one that's coming up, the Soloist, but that is a single dynamic driver. It's in the same kind of sound zone with this, maybe not as much, because this one has all the balanced armatures. And then another one that's a multi-driver, Kiwi Ears Quintet, is it? Is that what I had? Quartet? Whatever the one I had, the purple one. I'm getting confused with all the names that they keep popping out. But yeah, it'd be somewhere in the ballpark of like those and everything. But this one is just really, really different overall. The bass hits different than the Kiwi ears, definitely, and the Soloist. The Soloist is actually the most balanced out of the three when it comes to bass. It does have decent bass, but I think that the sub and the mid bass are just on par with each other in that. So this one, however, really fun, dynamic, detailed, good technicalities, very good soundstage, not the widest, but good soundstage nonetheless. Excellent build, excellent comfort. The thing looks beautiful. This cool cable, I don't know, maybe hit or miss with some people. Some people may not like this cloth cable. A lot of them are coming out. As a matter of fact, the other one that I just got, it came with a cloth cable too. So I think cloth cable is the new thing that's coming out. This one's braided. The other one I don't think is braided. But very good job with this. So that's it in a nutshell. This is the Truthear Nova. Hopefully this will be in the stores by the time I finish this review. Thank you so much for watching. And yes, by the way, yeah, I do recommend this. I love this. I'm having a hard time seeing how this is going to fit in my favorites because I got 3 really good bass ones. And the bass on all 3 of them is just slightly a little different in the way that it hits. So I love them. I really do love these. Really cool. If you like that kind of thing, you're going to love these. This has been the Truthear Nova, and I'll leave a link in the video down below. Thank you for watching. Be safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.